Hello, everybody. It is March, and that means it is time for March Monster Madness. And we have a very, very exciting March Monster Madness this year because it is the OLYMPIC Games. And they are brought to you by the Monster Best Friend Club. And who is that, you might ask? Who are those people? What is a Monster Best Friend Club? Well, it's us. My name is Ellie, and I am here in the country of Swamp Friends, reporting from the Game Center. And over to you, Audrey.
I am Audrey. I am reporting from the United Non-Biological States at their designated games observation location. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am Tyler. I am reporting live from the tentacle-filled country of Apengia, as you can see behind me. And yeah.
Many tentacles.
Many tentacles, many arms.
And here I am with no tentacles. My name is Marissa, and I am reporting from the country of just Caleb.
And we threw a lot of countries at you, and we will be going into those more deeply. But first, we need to ask ourselves, what are the games?
What are they?
What are the games?
The OLYMPIC games are our legal yearly monster-based perfectly intense competition, otherwise known as the games, the sporting event of the century in the monster world. And we call it the games for legal purposes.
Any likenesses are coincidental.
Yes.
You can call them the games for short. That's what we're gonna do.
Yes. These games, the games.
They're a friendly competition between monster countries, conglomerates of monsters.
Interesting. What are these countries you speak of? Where are they? Why have I not heard of them before? I mean, I've heard of them. Why have you not heard of them before?
I'm in one.
Small
I've heard of them.
Not you.
I've also heard of them, Tyler.
Capital U.
I'm in a swamp.
Okay. Well, soon we'll all have heard of them because here they are.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Is the best one and the one where I currently reside, Apengia. Apengia has just recently become a country. It recently seceded from dark Idaho. There's another country for you. After a bitter disagreement over how many armholes should be in a standard OLYMPIC jersey. So obviously caused a huge rift and they needed to form their own country. Their most commonly used currency when bartering or trading is hugs. Very nice. And their motto is all hands on deck. And then we see their flag and their games coordinator, who is trying to schedule all these tentacle and armed monsters. Tough job, I'm sure. Here they come, entering the Olympic Stadium. This is very exciting. First, we have the loss. Poor fella. He is clearly, like his name, lost a little bit. There comes Twin Kali, little scorpion. And then we have Glabrezu with their 4 arms. And Roper, a little stalagmite with tentacles. And last but not least, Zorn. Zorn is very excited, screaming at the heavens as they do.
A lot of images to take in.
So many.
Next up, we have Flyboystra, which is the only non-land-based country competing in the games. They're known, their motto is an eye above, and that's because they're known for keeping an eye on things. We asked them for clarification about what keeping an eye on means, and they said, you know, the state of things, you know. So that was comforting, I guess.
Do we know? No, but I trust them.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't shed a lot of light on the question, but sure. And their informal motto is "Caw boys." So I'm sure we'll hear that from the stands during the games.
Yes.
And here they come flying into the stadium. This is the smoke method. There's Kiasmi.
That head of hair, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Periton can't just fly in. And this is the cloaker moving at a more stately pace.
Then I say caw.
Cowboys.
Caw.
Ah!
Cowboys.
Beautiful.
All right, here we have some fun facts about Dark, Idaho, one of my favorite places to visit. It's beautiful country. They are most famous for growing their blood potatoes, very juicy. The capital city is Evil Boise. Again, beautiful city. The official song is Here We Have Dark, Idaho. And the state bird pictured below is the ditch orange bird.
It's beautiful.
Are
Yeah,
those birds
Bright orange.
found in ditches?
They do like low areas.
Okay.
They are a ground bird, despite this picture not being on the ground. But
And they aren't participating in the games, right?
no, that's just a bird. Or
My
not.
mistake. My mistake.
Yeah. All right, here they come into the stadium. First up, the Bishashi, our blue boy, looking good.
Our boy Blue.
Boy Blue. There's the Darrow coming on in. Oh, there's the Ultralaw. And oh, there is the big boy, the Ogre Zombie.
Wow.
He has a lot to say about the undead and undead rights.
Sure.
Oh, and they're scuttled by Redcap. Very speedy.
I
They love
almost
the
didn't see
hats.
him.
Love the snow and the little hats. Good at knitting. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Oh, here we are. Probably the best country represented. Let's be honest. It's the United Non-Biological States. They're located in the middle of a desert, uninhabitable to biological life forms. Efficient. They entered the games as a form of outreach to fellow life forms, and they want to say hello. I asked them why everything ended in exclamation points, and they said it was because they were told it was more motive. They're really trying to reach out to the biological life forms. So
Very friendly.
yeah.
Appreciate
very
And
excellent.
what a better setting than to do it at the games, you know?
Exactly. It's really what the spirit of the games is all about, you know,
Yeah.
connection, reaching across boundaries, etc.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
here
they're
oh,
coming
here-
in the
here they
stadium
come.
now.
That is Hellfire Engine, just going on through. He's followed by Duo Drone, who is excited to compete in 2 events at once this year.
Ooh.
And there's Flying Sword, who is not just a sword being thrown across the field, but a true living creature that has a rich internal life, I'm told.
Good.
I do
Love
find it
to hear
interesting that Flying Sword is competing for the United Non-Biological States and not Flyboystra.
You know,
But-
you can't sometimes you just can't choose where you're born.
Yeah.
Dual citizenship.
You are born or just come into
Created.
consciousness.
Created. Emerge
Big
into
dispute. Big dispute.
yes. Let's
The next country that's going to be coming into the stadium, but before they enter, we want to talk a little bit about is Ratatouille. Now, I know rat is in the country name, but it's very important to remember it's not just rats. They're very adamant that everyone knows, not just rats, but it's a lot of rats. Mostly rats, but not just. And a fun little fact is due to their ever-growing population, there is a huge, and I mean giant economic boom happening in Ratatouille right now. It's a very happening place to be if you are okay with rats.
So the stock market people, they love rats. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Good
Invest
place
in
to
rats
invest in.
now.
Okay.
And they are coming into the stadium right now. Let's take a look. Oh, here we have Al Hoon reading a book, very disinterested, has always been like that. And oh, the rats.
That was a lot of rats.
That was a lot of
And
rats.
followed up by Val Hanneth, just bringing in the rear there.
That was a lot of rats, but not just rats,
But a lot
Not
of them.
just.
but a lot. And next we have Humanland. Humanland is a proudly cosmopolitan country of bipedal monsters. The origin of the name is unknown. It's kind of mysterious. Scholars have looked into it, studied the etymology. They can't really tell where it came from. Possibly derived from a certain mythological species. I'm not familiar with anything like that. I don't know if y'all are. Well,
No.
Humanlinders, they refuse to be held back though in these games by their perceived lack of cool tentacles or extra legs. I don't think that will really hurt them in the games this year. They
It
have a
sounds
lot of
like-
other skills. But
Yeah, they've got something to prove.
yeah, exactly. Maybe not as much natural talent, but they work hard. And here they come
Yeah.
into the stadium now. We have the merfolk, no legs really, but fine. The werewolf stalking in. Oh, the skulk, you can
Oh.
barely catch a glimpse of. Skulk really doesn't like to be seen too much. Stone cursed. We'll see them luging down the mountain later. And there's the doppelganger in their natural form. They were told they could not impersonate anyone else coming into the stadium. We'll see if that holds during their competitions.
And this next country is Swamp Friends, where I am currently at the game center there. And this country is sending the most athletes to the game. It's the largest country competing, mostly because there's Swamp Friendian law is not very clear on how to be a resident of the country. When asked, it just says you must be one with the swamp. And like, if you know, you know. So whatever that means, I guess. But they have a bunch of athletes this year, and I believe they're coming in the stadium now. In true Swamp Friends fashion, they are clumped together. There's our ochre jelly, all of her little mama jelly and baby jellies at home. Oh, and there's the queen. And bringing up the rear is the little closet. Usually trails behind the queen.
Did you say the queen? The queen is a Swamp Friendian?
Oh, I'm sorry. Lizard Monarch, who is the queen of Swamp Friends.
Okay.
And
I thought I might have missed her.
And she's competing? The queen
She is competing.
Okay.
She is queen, she is athlete, and she's a magician. Triple threat.
Wow.
Well, hail the queen, Yeah. And that's it for the countries, I believe. That's all the countries competing. No,
Don't forget,
my bad.
where I am, the rocks.
My
Here
bad.
I am in just Caleb. It's easy to forget because it is the smallest country. It's only about 5 meters squared. However, it is the most densely populated country. I'm not sure, there's no official count, but there's at least 300 rocks that are alive here. But Gayle, who's competing, is the only adult, so it's a bit chaotic. And I do believe we have an image of the watch party that's going on.
Live look in.
Oh.
There they are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Caleb is a proud dad.
Oh,
He loves being a dad, and these little ones miss him a lot.
No.
And here I think he's going to come into the stadium.
Oh, they're rooting him on so good. That's so nice.
Cheering him on. The applause is loud.
There he is.
There he
wow.
Always a showman. Looking good.
I apologize for overlooking you, Caleb. Never again.
I'll say, I do believe Gayle is the biggest underdog in these competitions. Which, is he a fan favorite because of that? We'll see.
It's not us to say.
Yeah, unlike Ratatouille, Caleb is not experiencing an economic boom. Like I said, he is the only adult, so the resources were stretched to the max to get him here.
He's a working dad, and that's
Yeah.
that's admirable.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So there we have all of the countries that are competing in this year's games. But what are they competing in, one might ask?
What are they competing in?
Thank you for asking. Here we have our events. We have 12 events this year, and they're broken down 2 events per day. So the first day we have events is coming up. It's March 3rd. We have speed skating and trampoline. So we have speed. Oh, wait. Okay. This is weird.
Whoa.
What?
I don't know where these are.
Hold
on, one second.
Don't we have actual images?
Here we go. Here's our actual photos of, I think these are of practices or qualifying glimpses of some of the competitors. Speed skating, as we know, is just a race on some ice. So you're going as fast as you can, beating your competitors. Hellfire engine.
Yep.
Showing that off pretty well.
To being light on his wheels and really blowing past the competition.
Hope he doesn't melt the
Yeah.
ice. That could be an issue.
He's had trouble with that before, I'm told, but he's working they're working on getting the heat under control.
Oh, one monster
Hmm.
Zamboni, if you will.
That's really.
Yes.
And then on the trampoline, we have Gayle. The trampoline consists of you bouncing up and down, trying to do as many aerial tricks as you can.
Yep, they just rebuilt the trampoline to make sure that it is up to the weight requirement.
Safety first is what they say at the games, I believe.
Mhm. Safety first after tragic accidents. That's right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to keep our monster athletes safe.
Mhm.
Safety upcoming quickly is what they say. And the next day is March 8th. We have ski jump and artistic gymnastics. So there we have vine blight. Ski jump, you're trying to jump off of a big ramp on skis, and the competitor that goes the furthest takes the gold.
Kiasmi's really looking forward to the ski jump. They feel like their wings are gonna really take them far.
That does make sense. Yeah, seems like a bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
I do know Vine Blight, pictured here, is pretty nervous. I got to speak with them earlier this week, and they're concerned about their aerodynamics of the vines that they consist of. So they need to make sure their core is so tight while they're going off that jump.
Good intel. Here we can see Calabrese on the balance beam. They'll also be doing more routines on the rings and the pommel horse. Calabrese thinks that their extra hands will come in handy on some of those flips.
Pun intended, I'm assuming.
Their words, not mine. So I don't really know. And the next day of events is March 10th. Here we have curling and golf. So there's curling, and there's Okra Jelly getting up ready to tee up a shot there.
Yeah, March 10th is going to be a big day for Swamp Friends. Because like you said, we have Quasit with curling, which is going to be a tricky one for Quasit because attention span is very small. And for curling, you must be dedicated and focused. On the other hand, we have Ochre Jelly for golf, who is showing that focus. Golf is one of their passions, clearly, since they're performing here in these games. So Swamp Friends is going to be going nuts on March 10th.
All right. Anything else to add? Move on to the next day. Moving on, March 15th. All right, this one, there'll be some style points earned on this day, I think. We've got snowboarding and surfing, a couple of extreme sports for these monsters. Here we have the Blue Abishai, or Boy Blue, shredding down the slope.
Our Boy Blue.
And we've got Zorn on their surfboard.
Always so excited for every event. Just scream into the heavens.
Scream into the heavens.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a question about Zorn surfing. Does Zorn use a regulation size surfboard or a custom surfboard?
Well,
Do we know?
it's regulation to them, but yeah, it's certainly, as you can see clearly pictured here in the photo we have, it's a little bit larger than your typical surfboard. They do have the 3 legs, so it's not just a regular Humanlinda surfboard. They've got a special one. But it's allowed. It's within the rules. So
Okay.
maybe lay off a little bit, I guess.
Oh, I wasn't trying to imply anything.
Okay, well.
Well, speaking of equipment, though, our boy Blue over here, they're competing in snowboarding and the ski jump. And it was determined by the judges that they can split the difference and just use one pool, which they're going to use their little staff here. Yeah, so they're going to use just one staff for the ski jump and the snowboarding.
That's nice.
Need it for the balance. They're yeah.
You'd like to see that compassion from the judges a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you question how those rulings go, but that's
You do.
The judges can be real wild cards,
Yeah, Black Box. How do they make their choices? Who are they? We don't know.
We literally don't know this time.
They're anonymous.
They are on another plane.
All right. Next day is March 17th. Here we have a couple of racing events. We have luge and road cycling. There's Stonehurst on their sled there. And who do we have here on the bicycle?
Oh, that's Ettercap from Swamp Friends.
Sure, of course.
Very
form.
excited.
Mhm.
Good form has worked very hard to try to be as aerodynamic as possible. They've tried very hard to do that.
Both these events, aerodynamicism is very important, clearly. So
Yeah.
For one, I am excited to see how the flying sword stays on the cycle. Extremely aerodynamic, but how are they balancing? Are they holding on the bike?
How are they pedaling?
Yeah.
We'll
These
see.
are they're mysteries, and
yeah, this is why we watch the games.
yeah, they'll be excited to they're excited to compete.
Yes.
All right. And moving on to the next day, our final day of competition, we have figure skating and beach volleyball. So, oh, look at that.
Oh,
Nice little spin there from Swarm Cranium Rats, figure skating. And beach volleyball, there's Roper getting in some practice sets, looks like. Beach volleyball is the second. I forgot to mention, we have 2 team events this year's games. We have the beach volleyball, which will be paired, 2 contestants from each country paired up, 4 countries, I guess. And curling is the other team event, obviously.
and we're pretty excited to see Swarm of Cranium Rats do their figure skating routine. There's been lots of questions about it. Do each of the rats have little tiny figure skates, or are they swarmed? And I believe they are clumped with only 2 skates. So seeing their aerials and their flips and everything is going to be very interesting to see.
Very interesting. And also, I am gotta watch the Ochre Jelly. It is how their chosen sport is figure skating. It's why they got into sports, as we read about in their pre-games interview, which you can read on their card. They're graceful, so one to beat. We'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah.
All right. So there we have all of our events, and you can see the full event schedule here. So just in a couple days, it starts out. You'll be able to see this on our website too, aadl.org/Monster Madness. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Nailed it. And these monsters, they're very naturally talented, but they mentioned that they can't do this on their own. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. As we're aware, monsters kind of feed off the energy of the crowd, particularly our sports performing monsters. So they need help from an audience to get them over that finish line, as it were,
Very strong Tinkerbell vibes. They need the applause.
Yes.
So
yeah, make sure you support. You got to come out to our website to support these monsters. Every day they have events, and root for and cheer on your favorite monsters, or the monsters you think are going to win, and we'll see what happens.
And we did discuss a lot of monsters, and there are some that we didn't get a chance to talk about, but also on our website, aadl.org/Monster Madness, there will be little athlete cards, like baseball cards, but for your monsters, that will have their stats and just some fun facts about each of them, just to help you keep track of who's who in all of these countries.
And if you get really into your monster country pride, this year we're having stickers. The Monster Best Friend Club, we arranged for stickers to be made, so you can get your flag of your country you're supporting, put it on your water bottle, your laptop, your friend.
Yes, all of them.
Or all of them.
Really, any surface that a sticker can be stuck to is the appropriate place to root for your favorite country.
That's right.
Also, another exciting sticker is our Monster Best Friend Club sticker. So be on the lookout for that too. You too can be a part of the Monster Best Friend Club.
You already are, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's true. But you can brand it.
All right. Well, if all the details are out of the way, let's get to the main event, the torch lighting ceremony.
Oh, and who is lighting it this year?
We
had a special
so
guest.
Lucky who have gotten last year's beauty pageant winner, Flump. She flew all the way here to light the torch. So
Here she
Oh,
is.
here she is.
Oh,
Beauty and grace.
beautiful.
Everything you want to
Majesty.
see in a monster beauty
I'm honored. I'm
Mhm.
so honored.
champion.
Sure. Special custom crown
Absolutely.
just for this event.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And look at that
And
fire.
she's been doing her pageant queen job of spreading world peace. She's been doing such a good job. We're so honored that she's here with us.
Look at that.
And there's the fire.
Oh, there it is.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
spirit of competition is lit within us all.
Mhm.
Yes.
So true. Well put.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Flump, for that just great celebratory moment, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah. And with that, the games have officially begun. So the first event is on March 3rd. So make sure you're going to our website, aadl.org/monster madness. Show support for your countries, show support for your teams, show support for your athletes, however you want to do it.
And I hope you want to do it by voting for them.
Yep.
Yes, please.
But we won't tell you what to do.
Right. I mean,
We're all best friends.
Yes. And the updates and results of all of the matches will be on this website as well.
Mhm.
So make sure you're just checking in on it.
Yep. Updates will be up the day of the following event. So
Watch those medals roll in.
mhm.
Mhm.
Straight to the United Non-Biological States.
I think some
Thanks
of
for
the
watching,
friends-
everybody.
All right, goodbye.
See ya for sure.
Coming in.